Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming to our media release today. My name is David Palfrey. I provide support to media relations when they need it. Shantae's on vacation this week. So I'd like to introduce to you Lieutenant Nick Convis. He is a team member for our inclusion team, diversity inclusion team, and AJ Casey is with Stonewall.
So I want to welcome everyone, and we are here to discuss Pride 2019. Exciting time for us in the city here. A lot of preparation goes into it. I want to talk to you all about the preparation that we have put forth so far and the collaboration between CPD and Stonewall and some of the other organizations out there. So we understand that this event is one of the largest events that we do in the city every single year, and it means so much to so many. A lot of folks are it's the one day of the year that they feel comfortable to come down and just celebrate who they are, and we want to ensure that that celebration for them is as safe as possible and that they have a really good time while they're here in the city. What can be expected is we're expecting hundreds of thousands of people to descend on the city of Columbus for all of the parade and festival activities. There's a lot going on in the city, all different locations all around. So we expect, like I said, hundreds of thousands of folks to come in. We're excited about that. There'll be a very large law enforcement presence throughout the city. We've increased patrols. We've increased different areas, officer presence in different areas to ensure that everyone remains safe. I encourage anyone that has a question, wants to say hello to an officer, please go up, say hello to an officer. Our officers absolutely love this weekend. We always get positive remarks from our officers of how enjoyable this is for them and for them to interact with the community and how appreciative everyone is of the presence that is provided from CPD. The public can expect traffic closures, several of them downtown. It will be for several hours as the parade's going on. They can expect many streets to be shut down, so plan accordingly. If you've got somewhere you need to be, it's important that you check where all the different traffic closures are so you can get to your location safely and as quickly as you anticipated. One big thing that we implemented last year that we're going to continue to do this year is the one-way text system that we have. And so I'm going to give that number out to everyone. You can text PRIDE, P-R-I-D-E, to 888-777, and then you are essentially logged into the system to get any updates that we put out, any updates that Stonewall puts out. We might send anything safety-related out, reminders to drink water. You know, it's always a hot day every June when we have this parade, so it's important that everyone stays hydrated. The thing I want to remind you of, that is not a two-way text system, so we cannot have stuff getting reported via that text system. If you have something to report, any criminal activity, suspicious activity, a medical emergency, anything related to some type of emergency, please call 911 or our non-emergency line, 645-4545, and we will ensure that we send officers and or the appropriate response to wherever you're at. Some reminders for that: if you have to report something, to be a good witness, we're going to need good descriptions. Definitely need a very, very specific location of where you need assistance, whether that be law enforcement, fire, EMS, whatever, Red Cross, whatever it is. So get us a really good location of where you're at, a description of any suspicious person, any type of clothing you can provide. There's a package, a backpack, anything that's suspicious, we will need a full description of it because that helps our officers go out and identify that readily as soon as they go out there. You will notice several bike officers out there. You're going to see some horses out there. You'll see all kinds of, we have Department of Homeland Security coming in. We're going to have a lot of plainclothes officers mixed into the crowd. So there's a good chance that you will bump into an officer and not even know that you bumped into an officer. And that's to ensure that everyone remains safe along the parade route, along the festival, and around all of our bars that we'll be frequenting this weekend. So there's going to be a large police presence. Some you will not even know is there. We want to make sure that this is the safest spot in the city of Columbus this weekend so everyone has an enjoyable time there. If you see something, say something. Don't assume that somebody else has reported something that's suspicious. Report it yourself, please. We don't mind duplicate reports of some type of information. So ensure that you are the one that makes the call so that way you know it's been reported to us and we can ensure that it's properly addressed, whatever that is. After the parade, there's going to be several activities going on at various bars and establishments throughout the city. Please travel in pairs. As you're out there, watch your drinks. We know that some folks may overdrink this weekend. Watch your friends. Be a good friend. If you see one of your friends that needs medical attention, please reach out to a uniformed officer so an officer can assist and get medical personnel there to treat them. Make sure we want everyone to get home safely. And rideshare services will be used very frequently this weekend, so it's important that we remind riders that you check and confirm that the license plate on the vehicle is the one that is on the app, so that way you know which vehicle you're getting into the right vehicle, and you will get home safely there. So that's what can be expected this weekend. We're ready for a great weekend. Very excited for the parade and the festival to kick off here in the city. So I'll turn it over to Stonewall, and this is AJ Casey from Stonewall.
Yeah, great. Hi, everybody. We are preparing for the largest Pride Parade and Festival in the history of Columbus Pride. We've got so many people signed up to march this year. We're well over 13,000 marchers signed up to march with us this year. Last year, by comparison, we had 8,000 people marching with us. So it's going to be huge. I just found out today we're trending on orbits. We're one of the top 7 Pride destinations in the country, and that puts us ahead of even San Francisco for a Pride destination. So we know the party's going to be big. We know that people are coming from all over the country to be with us this weekend. Hundreds of thousands of participants on the sides of the roads and at the festival. So we know it's going to be the biggest ever, and we know it's going to be the best ever. So we've been working with CPD to make sure that not only are we safe, but that the community interacts safely with the police and with everybody that's a part of the festival and a part of the parade. So we're very excited about it. Should I talk a little bit about the trans march that we're doing for the first time ever? We're holding our transgender march on Friday, tomorrow night. People will be gathering at the State House at 7:30 to start this march. It's the first time we've done it. In the beginning, we thought we'd have a few hundred people marching with us on Friday night. Now we know that there are thousands of people that will be showing up to march on behalf of trans people and the rights of trans people in this country. So that's a big new addition. And we hope to see everybody at the State House on Friday night. Start gathering at 7:30. The march will begin at 8 o'clock.
Take any questions?
Is there anything security-wise you guys are doing for the march tomorrow, CPD?
Yeah, they have a permit, so with the permit comes the requirement to have a uniformed presence there, so it's within the confines of the permit, what's required for any type of march. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But we're working very deliberately to have, for example, mom hugs will be with us on the march tomorrow night, so there'll be lots of moms from PFLAG marching with us, and so I think that we're working deliberately to make sure that people feel safe in this space, and we're working overtime with CPD to make sure that that happens. So you'll see more moms visible at the march tomorrow than anything, I think.
AJ, over the past few weeks, I know newsworthy, it's been a lot of kind of homophobic attacks that have made the news. And you had the situation at the Pride DC where they thought gunshots kind of caused mass hysteria there. Any sort of concerns this year about anything like that? Or have you guys, has anybody, any threats or any social media? I know a lot of times this sort of stuff comes across the social media. Any sort of concerns about this weekend's events?
I don't have any pressing concerns about it. We know that there are people who will be staging protests during the march, during the parade and festival. So we know that they're there, and we're, again, working with CPD to make sure that we're safe. But there's no direct threats that make us on any extra high alert for this weekend. So we feel real confident. We've been working really, really stringently to make sure that we're safe.
And from the police side of things, that there have been no direct threats or explicit threats of action against the festival that the police have been made aware of that through other means.
Correct, and every year it seems we do get a couple threats via social media or somebody just spouting off on social media, and it's our goal to get an officer to them to talk with them, see what their intentions are, and if we can, identify who that person is. And this year will be no different. We'll follow up on anything that does come in, but as of now, we're really confident it's going to be a safe weekend, and we don't have any concerns about that.
Yeah.
So overall, what is your biggest concern, issue, thing that you're planning for, thing that you should get out for people who are planning on coming down, just to be aware of?
Yeah, our number one thing is for everyone. I want everyone to have a safe and fun day. That is our mission. That's the number one mission we have, is that everyone feels safe feel secure while they're there, and that while they're there that they really enjoy their time there. So that's our big thing, and just ensuring that occurs for everyone that comes down to visit. And we have a lot of people flying in from out of town. Just like AJ said about Orbitz, several hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people will come in, and it's important that they have a good time while they're visiting our city.
Is there anything that people cannot bring down to the parade?
Not that we've identified. We hope that people will come. It's a family-friendly event, and so we know that there'll be lots of parents and kids and wagons full of stuff, and that's perfectly fine. I think the biggest thing is simply to, if you're there to watch the parade, watch the parade. Cheer along with us, but we haven't placed any restrictions on what people can bring. Just be thoughtful and bring what you need, but don't bring too much. I guess that's a piece of advice.
And I'm guessing there's still a no open container policy.
Say that again?
No open container policy. You cannot drink on the side of...
Yeah, the normal city ordinances will be in place as they always are anywhere in a public place.
We have someone on social media, the majority of people are happy that Stonewall and CPD are teaming up. We have one person who says, stop trying to scare people into thinking a police presence is needed at Pride. Is this something that you both can address?
So we look nationwide, and we also look around the world. We know that this is a large gathering. Any type of event, whether it's a Pride festival or anything else that brings in hundreds of thousands of folks, we have to ensure that those people remain safe while there. I mean, that is a target-rich environment, and we have to ensure that we do whether it's wanted or not, we have a duty to protect the folks that come in and ensure that they have a good time and that they are protected. And so we have just this year, within the last 2 weeks, we have seen issues at some other cities that have arisen, and it was credited that the quick response by law enforcement, because they were already there, they were already in the crowds, they were already on the parade routes, were able to neutralize all of those different threats. That they worked so quickly to ensure that everyone remains safe with very, very minimal impact on the parade goers.
Right. And I know that, let me just say this. We're not trying to scare anybody. We're trying to offer reassurance that we're working to make it a very safe space. Pride started many years ago. The first Pride parade goes back to as far as 1981. And we started out with 2 lines going 2 blocks, 2 lines of marchers going 2 blocks. And I've said this before. I saw a picture recently where in one of those early parades in the 1980s, the marchers were going one way down High Street and traffic was going full speed the other way down High Street. We are way past those days. And so we're not trying to be alarmist at all, but we really do want these massive crowds of people to know that they're safe and protected. And most prides go without any major incidents at all. We usually have somebody gets overheated or stuff like that. So we don't want anybody to be afraid. We just want you to know that we're doing everything we can to make the experience wonderful for everybody.
Anything else? All right.
Great.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you all.